All right, it's been a little while and it's yet another DoC video. This is my ongoing replay of the 1992-93 NHL season. This is game 201 of, I think it's 1008, something like that. Let me see, I've been keeping track actively. So I'm looking at my own penalty box update here. But yeah, this game will be 1008 games. So this is game 201. This is an all-expansion matchup between the Ottawa Senators on the road and the Tampa Bay Lightning at home. In real life, this game was played on a similar day, I think November 14th, or 13th, I guess, so I'm already a little behind again. And so 4 days and 33 years. But in real life at this point, the Ottawa Senators came into this game with a record of 1-15-1. Tampa came in with a record, of 1-14-1. Tampa came in with a record of 8-8-2, so they were a 500 team at the time. And Tampa Bay ended up winning this game by a 1-0 shutout. Pat Jablonski got the shutout against the Senators, and the only goal scored in the game was Brian Bradley, assisted by Bob Beers and Doug Grossman. And that was in the first period. 17 minutes in. I wonder if they're counting down from 20 I should know that on Hockey Reference. So either 2:28 or 17:32 in. I think it's the latter. Bradley scored, and it was the only goal scored in the game. Other than that, let's see, the penalties added up to 14. There were 14 penalties, 0 majors among them. Some holding the stick, tripping, high sticking, elbowing. Your usual. And unsportsmanlike to Silva and Turgeon 6 seconds into the third period. Could have been an interesting opening face-off. So that was the game in real life. You can, again, I'm just looking at Hockey Reference right now. In my replay, Ottawa is doing a little better and Tampa is doing a bit worse. So my replay so far, the Senators come into this with a record of 3-11-2. So a respectable for an expansion team back then in the 90s. 8 points already in 16 games puts them on pace for 42. That would double what they got in real life. And in the Tampa Bay Lightning, they have a record of 6-10-2 coming into this, so 14 points. That's good for, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th, or no, 6th, sorry, they are last in the North Division, but only a point behind both St. Louis and Minnesota at this point. So, and looking at some of the players and just some of the recent results as well before I start playing the game, Ottawa is actually coming off a 4-2 win over the Quebec Nordiques. And before that, they lost 4 games in a row, and they beat the Sabres the game before that. So they're doing good against division rivals for what it's worth. They defeated Buffalo. Their last 2 wins have come against Buffalo and Quebec. And also they've got a tie against Pittsburgh in there as well, the formidable Pittsburgh Penguins. In this season, not a division rival. Pittsburgh played in the Patrick Division. This is already 3 minutes long. This is probably why most people tune out at this point. I've not even started to play the game, but this is just some history in my replay. What the heck, I'll keep going. So in my replay, Norm McIver, like in real life, actually in this, he's tied for the lead right now for the Sens in points with 14 goals. 14 points, 4 goals and 10 assists. Jamie Baker also has 14 points with 6 goals and 8 assists. And Brad Shaw just behind him, who finished 4th in Sens scoring in real life. Shaw has 4 goals and 12 points. The top few for Tampa, Brian Bradley with 11 goals and 15 points, off to a hot start. Sean Chambers, actually, who came in 6th in scoring for Tampa in real life. He's got 4 goals and 13 points, and this Chambers, the defenseman. And Chris Kontos, a slowish start. 4 goals and 9 points, and Tampa's played, they've played 18 games, I think. Let's see here. Yeah, 18 games, so half a point game there for Kontos, and this was kind of his breakout one-hit wonder season. So with that said, I'll start playing the game, do my best to keep track. Normally I've been playing it on computer these days, like just with the site Deck of Cards online, and then just updating everything live on the penalty box as I go, and in Google Sheets. But so I'll do a bit of playing, maybe a bit of teaching where I feel like it's pertinent to it. Like here, for example, the joke of the first card coming up. So this is any player on Tampa. I'm looking at Bradley and Tucker. I think because it's a black joker and not a red, there's more black on the card. I'm going to say that Tucker has this. Tucker, who has just 3 goals and 8 points, so off to a slow start as well for someone who finished 2nd in Tampa scoring. And the 3 means that he tries to find, I guess we can look at the next card. So Tucker tried to find Bob Beers at the point, and maybe the puck ended up, they couldn't keep it onside or something. So back to the neutral zone it goes, and that's the first sequence done. So 3 here, that's Roman Hamrlik with the puck for Tampa this time, and the 2. So Same thing, Hammerlick unsuccessful, trying to feed Danton Cole there. And the third sequence of the period, and already, because again, I'm not used to doing this anymore, so the third sequence of the period, right, because that was Cole, yep, 10. So Tampa once again, 3 consecutive possessions. Contos this time, Contos with a 6. Again, he needs a ace or 7 to 10 in order to make a play. So 7.5 minutes in, up to minute 10 here in the first period. And with the king, that'll be Ottawa's first possession of the game. That is Brad Shaw. Shaw with the red king. We looked at Tampa's team defense, Kings. So Shaw finds Mark Lamb. Mark Lamb shoots. And with a 5, that'll be saved by Jablonski, who again got a shutout in this game in real life. Up to the 15 or 12.5 minute mark now, and I will double check this because I already feel like I missed a sequence. I'm terrible for that, I know, and I'm sorry. Norm McIver, ace or 5 to 10, 4. So just under, perhaps it went offside. And 15 minutes. So that is Mark Lamb. Lamb with a 10, that's automatically 2, 5. 5 is Brad Shaw, so he tees up the point, 10. That's an automatic goal. Brad Shaw for Mark Lamb. The secondary assist here, 4 of diamonds, is going to, well, Shaw can't assist on his own goal, so it's going to be Shaw from Lamb about 15 minutes in. And actually what I probably could do here is just quickly count this. So 4, 8, we'll do it live, 20, 24, 29 cards left here. So that means that I've used 25. So yeah, 24 plus 1 assist. No team cards have come up yet either. So 4, that's going to be Rob DeMaio here to 17.5 minutes in the first period. DeMaio, the blackjack, I'm not injuring anybody. If he got injured during the season, he missed time, and this is a season replay. So we go to the end of the sequence, and we're going to go up to minute 20, where we have 9. That is Sylvain Turgeon there for the Sens. Turgeon with the 9, that's going to go through. Oh, I should probably change the score. Wow. Again, I've not done this in forever, guys. Sorry. So 9 and 9, that's Turgeon. Turgeon centering pass to 8 is Mark Freer. And Freer with a shot. Let's check Jablonski. Jablonski's already lost a shutout. Kings, Red Queens, or King of Club. That could be a typo. I might have just discovered a typo in this. Because it's kind of weird to see Kings and then King of Clubs and Red Queens. So they go to video review, which I believe they were even doing late in 92, as I recall. And I'm going to say it's a goal. It doesn't make sense for there to be both Kings and King of Clubs in the card. I should email Michael about this. I could email him about that. Yeah, so it's a goal. It's a goal. It counts. It's been ruled a goal. And again, it was Freer, right? 8, yeah, Freer from Turgeon. Freer from Turgeon, secondary assist going to Ace of Spades. Ace of Spades, that's Jamie Baker with another point. So Baker would now lead the Ottawa Senators in scoring. And after one period of play, contrary to history, Ottawa is up 2-0 after 20. One period of game 201 in the books, back for the second. We get a 6 here off the opening draw. 6 will go to Adam Creighton for the Lightning. Lightning looking to get back here down 2-0. Kings and Red Queens to the Ottawa team defense. Able to break up the play to the 5-minute mark. It is 10. 10 is Mark Lamb on Ottawa. Lamb with a 4. So unable to find anyone with a chance to score. And 8 here, that is Neil Brady. Neil Brady with the jack, which again I'm not counting as injury in this replay. I just don't play with injuries. So 10, that is Bob Beers. Bob Beers with the 8. Beers finds Mikael Anderson. Anderson with the Black Queen. We go back to Sidorkiewicz to get the start in this game. I should have said that off the top if I didn't. And it's a 2-1 hockey game. That is Mikael Anderson scoring from did I say Beers? Who did I say had the initial? Sorry. The initial, that is 9. That is, Beers. I need to have more confidence in myself. In my memory. It's not getting any easier with age. But Mark Bureau getting the secondary assist on that goal. So we've got a hockey game. A more competitive hockey game. More competitive affairs. That's Sylvain Turgeon. Turgeon with a joker, which automatically it's like a home ice advantage leverage. And so that play is just dead. To the 15-minute mark, we go. Damn it, I've done it again. So to the 15-minute mark we go. That is King. That's John Tucker. John Tucker with a 3. Tucker, though, needs a 5. Up to 17 and a half minutes. Yeah, I just paused to double check. So it's John Tucker with it again. Tucker with the 6. He sets up Brian Bradley. Is this goal number 12 for Bradley? It is. So we get a tie game here. Bradley from Tucker. And 7 of clubs is Sean Chambers. So Chambers remains hot and active with point scoring here early in Tampa Bay's inaugural season. So 2-all. And there's 2.5 minutes left here in the period, which the puck will once again go to Tampa. That's Roman Hamrlik, number 1 overall draft pick, but that play is dead. And so after 2 periods of play, Tampa doing to Ottawa in the second what the Sens did to the Lightning in the first. It is 2-2 after 2. All right, back for the third period, and if this is tied after 3, there will be a 5-minute overtime, even though I don't have any indication of anything like that on the board. I normally don't like to play with it, but this is a season replay, so I try to keep it authentic. That is a Tampa team player off the draw. Queen, so we'll say, that's not Ryan Hartman. I wanted to say Ryan Hartman. Oh my goodness. Wow. Just when you think you'll never forget anything. I'm going Mike. Mike Hartman? Okay. Mike Hartman will say, for the time being. I have the roster in front of me. Yeah, Mike Hartman. Again, Patrick, trust your instinct. Okay, trust your memory or whatever. Hartman with a 9, so that should go through even for Tampa. Yes, ace or 9 to 10. And it's another Tampa team player, so real team effort here. Tampa trying to battle their way back from the bench. And this team player is going to be King, so I'm going to say, would that be Steve Casper? Yes, it is. Tail end of his career here, Steve Casper. That's Hartman to Casper. In the shot, they need an ace or a 9 or a 10 and a 2. So Casper fires wide perhaps and misses. That's a 6. Coming back the other way, the Ottawa Senators now. That is Bob Kudelski. Kudelski with a queen. Queens, but Tampa, the team defense was pretty staunch. So after 5 minutes... we go to the 7.5 minute mark here for Tampa. For Ottawa. Mike Peluso. He's got a few goals in this, I think. At least a couple. Not normally a goal scorer, but Peluso's got 3 actually. So Peluso with a 4, he's going to need more than that. And that is Brian Bradley. Okay, Bradley, as my wife begins singing in the background. Bradley with 7. He finds Sean Chambers. Again, Tampa trying to come back from the point. 8 for Chambers. That should be, that is a goal. So Tampa, they've crawled back, got out of this 2-0 deficit, and they take their first lead in the game, 3-2. That is Chambers again from Bradley. Bradley with just his 5th assist of the season. Stats have been goal heavy. And... club, that is Adam Creighton. Chambers from Bradley and Creighton midway through the third period. King, Brad Shaw for Ottawa. Jack, that is a no-can-do. So to the 15-minute mark, actually. Let's see here. Sorry, I'm moving the board there with my hand. I should put the cards perhaps up over here somewhere. So the 15-minute mark with the 8 is Mark Bureau for the Lightning. And the Red Jack, even Ottawa's defense will be able to stop that. So to the 17.5 minute mark. Let's see here. Ottawa probably wouldn't pull yet. But 6, that is Tampa with possession. Anyway, Adam Creighton this time. Creighton with a 2. That play fizzles out. Maybe they've just been icing the puck. So the final sequence here of the game, we will assume that Ottawa's pulled Storkowicz. For what it's worth, Ottawa trying to come back to tie. But it's the Tampa Bay Lightning, Roman Hamrlik. Hamrlik with a 5, however. So I'm going to assume Tampa Bay unable to make a play there. And there's your final score, 3-2. So like in real life, Tampa has won it in the replay, but it was a 1-goal game. Oh, 1-goal game here as well. But in real life, by a score of 1-0 here, by a score of 3-2. So I wanted to get into this. I talked for 3 minutes about the replay at the beginning, but again, sorry that I've not been around more, and just other hobbies and other things taking up my time as well. And it's a good, as I've said before in other videos, it's a good problem, quotation marks, to have in life when you have more that you want to do than you have time to do. So still have passion for the hobby, still have passion for hockey, but also canceled my NHL subscription this year because I realized I just wasn't getting my money's worth just watching some playoff games mainly here and there. So I'm just kind of down to watching highlights now, and mainly of Montreal. Among those, but that's kind of what I can budget time for these days. So long story short, or as I like to say, short story long, Again, I've not been active, and this is hard for me at the best of times. It felt even harder this time, actually. So, anyway, that's my post game report on this. I guess with the win, Tampa they will move one game closer to 500, but they were a few behind. So, in my replay now, that's going to move the record up to 7-10-2. Where in real life at this point they were at 9-8-2, so above 500. They had 20 points. They have 16 in my replay. Ottawa with the loss will fall to 3-12-2 after 18 games played. And that was Tampa, yeah, going down 2-0 in the first period and coming back and winning the next two periods. So as we approach December 2025, I have had a video that basically at this point I'm now 3 years behind on because somebody, a really cool member of the community, did a really cool project, and I didn't know between like a PowerPoint and OBS and a slideshow and different things that I could possibly do for it. And but as something that was imparted to me yesterday through a video call conversation over here on Kakao Face Talk. It's called Kakao. It's like a messenger service that you can do video calls on. Don't chase perfection, pursue completion. So even if I can't do it perfectly, I should do it complete. But yeah, I'm still, again, like I'm not able to give as much time as I used to the community, but I'm still a fan, still check in at least for parts of videos when I can. In the past day or so, I've consumed some of Dave, Marco Scola as well with his update. And let me see, recently, like it's just something that I'll put on randomly in the TV at the time. But again, I do also have other hobbies, and life is interesting, but I will slowly but surely continue plugging away here with DoC Hockey and with my replay of the 1992 and 93 NHL season. And if I ever mentioned before that I design games, I've got some tabs up on my screen now. It's a modification for Paradise Hockey, actually, that could remain forever, eternally, perennially semi-complete. But yeah, I'm just, I don't know. I'm always thinking, always working on stuff like that. And so with that said, as I like to say, anytime, any consideration that you give to anything like this, it's never expected, but it's greatly appreciated. And I know that I've not been very active, but again, I appreciate that there is this community that I can check into when I'm able to. But oh my goodness, for what it's worth, my head hurts right now. This is like a different like skill set than other things that I've been doing, and I'm just fully well aware that other people just do it much better than I do. Yeah. Anyways, but I had fun with it, and because again, this is the expansion matchup for 92-93, the double expansion, the dueling expansion teams. I guess I wanted to bring this to. Anyway, this should not be 18 minutes.